I wanted to share with you my experience with doTERRA customer service. I have been so pleased every single time I've called in. Even the times where I had to wait on hold for a little while, they're just so friendly that it's like getting to talk to a long lost friend. I really value that because in the same way that when you're at a restaurant and you can tell they're kind of trying to rush you out of there by giving you your check, they're not that friendly, they seem to not really care if you want to talk to your companions for a while. That's not really a good feeling to feel like you're being kicked out. I was just talking to someone who we were talking about how when we'd gone on a school trip to Italy, they actually told us if you have somewhere to go, you need to ask for your check because they're not going to bring it to you and make you feel rushed out. They want you to feel at home and that you're welcome to stay and have time with your dinner companions. So same thing with doTERRA. I have found they're so friendly. I don't feel, I ask a lot of questions, and any of my friends know, I like to know as much as possible, and I never feel like they're rolling their eyes at me like, what does this person have so many questions for? I don't feel like they're trying to rush me. I don't feel like they're trying to say, hurry up, I've got other things to do. I don't even know if I should share how long I've spent in individual calls with them, but overall the calls, I've spent many, many, many hours collectively, but the thing is, they're so friendly that, they just basically keep saying, is there anything else I can help you with today? And they'll answer questions. They'll happily answer things that you could just look up yourself on the website. They'll help you with, letting you know about different oils and, can you use them in the diffuser, topically, aromatically, etc. And, there's only a few companies I have dealt with that have such great customer service. Now, I'm not a shopper of Zappos, but I have heard that they have a great company culture. I remember learning about them in graduate school for the leadership program and how they have like parades around the office when someone makes a great sale, and how if you're someone who doesn't want to have to march around the office, with noisemakers, then you probably don't want to work there because that's just how they do things. And I am a customer of OtterBox, and not only do I love the product, and I know that it's great, but every time I've called in, they're so helpful. They don't rush you off the phone. They'll tell you their personal stories about what they've experienced with their own OtterBox cases. If I feel like chatting, they'll chat with me. It doesn't feel like, oh, we've got to stick to the one topic at hand and nothing else. They'll sometimes even ask me about myself, and they'll talk about themselves, and I enjoy having a conversation. It's like a human, real connection. And I find the same thing with doTERRA customer service. Sometimes they'll tell me how they've used the oils, how their family has, the experiences they've had, different, and then I feel more comfortable, and I've even asked them, well, what are you studying in school, and, have you done this or that, or it's almost like you made a new friend. And on the other hand, though, if you're someone who just wants to get in, get your information, and get out, they're not going to try to sit and chat with you. It's not like they're, unable to stay on task. It's kind of like led with what the customer wants. And I like to chat. I like to connect with people. So that's one thing that's really, really impressed me. Whatever I've needed, whether I needed to check something with tracking or, hey, I heard this thing, can you confirm that? Can you help me learn about this? They have just been so delightful, to the point where I feel like if someone were lonely, they would be good people to call. Like, you might know about an oil and still be like, could you tell me about this oil? Just, if you felt like talking to somebody. Not that I'm advocating, calling and clogging up the lines, but just saying, you'll feel like you have a new friend if you want to when you call their customer service. And to me, that is a really important mark of great customer service. And someone else had told me, they'll take care of you, they'll get you what you need, and they're very accommodating and helpful. And they, even if they don't know the answer, because I have run into a lot of agents who are quite new, and they just, put you on hold for a moment and, probably check with their higher ups, and they're back to you. Are you still with me? Okay, great, thank you. Thank you so much for waiting. And you really feel like they actually appreciate that you waited. So, there's just so many wonderful things, but they really are just some of the most friendly people I've met, aside from missionaries. So, even, I just recommend it, and it just makes me feel so much more connected to the company, and more, it gives me such a great trust that they value the customer service. And what was interesting is one person I talked to kept using like typical young person slang, like, you know, I can't think because I don't really use that slang that much, but he kept correcting himself because he said, you know, they try not to have us use slang on the phone, which I actually really appreciate as a customer, and I'm just not really into slang. And, you know, depending on what age range you're getting, I'm of the age range that people are using slang, and I still don't get it a lot of the time. So I think that is important to be professional, and I really appreciate that he kept correcting himself. And it was funny, but it's clearly something that they value and teach gently and lovingly. So there's just so many things, and I can't wait for you to have the same wonderful experiences with them.